In this training, we'll learn about the extent of violence in the workplace, some of the most common risk factors, and ways to prevent workplace violence. Workplace violence is any act or threat of physical violence, harassment, intimidation, or other threatening disruptive behavior that occurs at the worksite. It ranges from threats and verbal abuse to physical assaults and even homicide. It can affect and involve employees, clients, volunteers, and visitors. In the United States, nearly 2 million workers report having been victims of workplace violence each year. It's estimated that 25% of workplace violence goes unreported. Research has identified factors that may increase the risk of violence for some workers at certain work sites. Such factors include exchanging money with the public and working with volatile or unstable clientele. Working alone or in isolated areas may also contribute to the potential for violence. Additionally, time of day and location of work, such as working late at night or in areas with high crime rates, are also risk factors. Providing services and care where alcohol, drugs, or weapons are prevalent also impact the likelihood of violence. Low staffing levels, especially during peak hours of business, can increase the risk of violence. Staff who lack basic training in de-escalation techniques are more susceptible to workplace violence, and work sites that allow unrestricted access for clients to all areas of the site have a greater likelihood of workplace violence. One of the best protections employers can offer their workers is to establish a zero-tolerance policy toward workplace violence. This policy should cover all workers, clients, visitors, contractors, and anyone else who may come in contact with company personnel. ABCCM has a strict zero-tolerance policy on workplace violence. You can find this policy in the Personnel Policy Manual, available online and at every ministry site. In most workplaces where risk factors can be identified, the risk of assault can be prevented or minimized if appropriate precautions are taken. Let's review some of the risk factors we discussed earlier and the prevention efforts ABCCM has taken to address them. First, exchange of money. Money is not exchanged with clients in any of our programs or services. Isolated work. Our work sites are team and community oriented, and isolated workspace is minimized. Still, it's important to be mindful of times we may be working alone or in isolation and ensure appropriate safety measures are taken. ABCCM is drug, alcohol, and weapon-free. Ministry sites have policies and procedures in place to deal with any infractions. Low staffing levels. With the generous help of more than 5,000 volunteers annually, ABCCM staffing levels are increased exponentially, ensuring our programs and services are adequately staffed to meet the needs of our clients. Unrestricted client access of facilities. Our ministry sites have been carefully and thoughtfully designed to manage access and flow for each program. Volatile or unstable clientele and lack of staff training. Our mission at ABCCM is to serve, in the name of Christ, our community's most vulnerable. This, at times, includes individuals who may exhibit concerning behaviors. Each ministry has staff trained in de-escalation techniques and knowledgeable about local resources to engage in such situations. As a part of ABCCM's workplace violence prevention efforts, the following measures are taken. First, ABCCM conducts an annual risk and safety assessment, which analyzes potential safety risks, including those related to workplace violence. In response to clients of particular concern, ABCCM programs practice safety planning, especially if services are rendered in the community. Our safety equipment, such as building alarms and personal alert devices for community-based personnel, are inspected and evaluated regularly. Our policies and procedures are written with safety in mind, and ABCCM is constantly reviewing existing policy and procedure for opportunities for growth. While we work diligently to prevent workplace violence, it is critical that any incident of workplace violence or suspicion of workplace violence be reported immediately. Our policies ensure that there will be no reprisal or retaliation for anyone coming forward to report such an incident. ABCCM is committed to providing a safe, violence-free workplace and will thoroughly investigate all reports. If you have thoughts or ideas on how to improve the safety of our programs and facilities, we would like to hear from you. If you have any questions about this training, please talk with your supervisor.